Do more is a call to action for all Australians to be allies, making the commitment to become more informed, more educated, and more engaged in creating positive change to challenge racism. This conversation series seeks to make change through storytelling. We acknowledge the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia and their connections to land, sea, and community, and what we learn through storytelling culture of the longest continuous civilization on the planet. We pay our respect to elders, past and present.
Hi, I'm Tasneem Chopra, and I'm here to interview Bachar Houli for the DoMore project, who is one of a series of sports stars and legends that we'll be speaking with on this issue. Bachar, welcome. Welcome to the format.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and thanks for that kind introduction.
Being Muslim, being authentic, being an amazing footballer has given you the opportunity to start some pretty awesome initiatives, all right? What's the motivation behind developing these initiatives? What were you thinking when you decided, okay, I'm going to set up this academy and the Cup and the Institute? What's the thinking behind that?
Yeah, Tasneem, I always drive things back to my faith, and I've got to give credit to my faith. I am the person I am today because of my faith. And please don't get bored and get this wrong message that this guy is just, everything he does is faith, faith, faith. But the reality is this is my life. My faith teaches me the person I am today. It teaches me to be the best footballer, best human being, best neighbor, best father, best everything you can think of, because we always go back to the teachings of our beloved prophet, peace be upon him. And he taught us to be the best human being. I go back to my faith. It's taught me to give back. You know what I mean? Of course, giving back is part of human nature, and it should be in everyone's nature to be able to help and support. But what the great thing about the tying it back to my faith is that the fact when I invest in other people for the right reasons, I actually get rewarded from the Creator, from God, for my efforts. Using my role as a footballer in the community, I feel like I can potentially create change for the better. I can help people fulfill their dream in becoming an AFL player, and ultimately, more important, to become a better person, better human being, better leader, and using my experiences. Now, not to say that I'm this perfect human being, but I'd like to say I've learned a lot from people that are older than me, and I want to pass on that knowledge and hopefully make a difference in society, particularly when our society and our youth today are facing a lot of challenges through social media, alcohol, drugs, etc. So, just trying to remind them about life and the true values of life.
That's amazing. And so, I mean, is that the message that you want to put out there for young people when you get out there and you use your platforms to speak and to advocate and to get kids in through sport or through leadership? Is that the kind of message that you're trying to get out there, that you can be just as successful as everybody else and still be true to your authentic faith? Is that what it's about?
Yeah, or authentic faith, authentic culture, or your just simple way of life, whatever it is, whatever whatever you have that you value in life, that you can continue to value this and go for what you want to do in life. Whether it's a footballer, soccer player, accountant, a chippy, whatever it may be, the best form of teaching people about Islam is through your character. Our beloved prophet said that, the best form of da'wah, which is teaching people about Islam, is through your character. And that goes back to being respectful, being disciplined, being on time, professional, all these type of characteristics that make you be a better human being and better person. So that's what I'm trying to teach with these young men and women, that you can be. We want you to be proud of your identity, but equally as important, if not important, which ties back into faith, is having good character. Back to my brother's days, it comes within your own self. They probably didn't have the confidence, to live their life and uphold their true identity.
And so maybe by extension, these programs that you've facilitated are going to give you a chance to reach out to young people, providing them with the support and the structures so that they can have a positive self-image. Is that kind of...
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Can I ask, while you're focusing on developing the confidence and well-being, I guess mental health even, of young Muslims coming up who are facing, some difficulties and obstacles in the way that they're perceived, how do you see your position in, I guess, advocating for social change to broader society?
I feel like I've got a true purpose out in life, and it's working. Now we've been running our programs now for multiple years, and you know what? I had this guy the other day. He was actually washing my car. All right. And he was a past student of the academy. I pay for my car's full, so I don't get discounts because he was part of the academy. Even though he tried to say that I'm not charging you, but that's not the way things work. You work, you get paid.
That's really important. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're having a chat for about 5 or 10 minutes, and he said, you don't understand. He goes, I've never had this chance to tell you personally, but you don't understand how much your academy changed my life. I said, how? And I'm not trying to pump up the programs here, but there are multiple examples, and I've heard fathers and mothers speak to me directly and said how it's changed their daughter's life and how they become confident out of a 3 or 4 day program. You know what I mean? And he said that I was a very shy kid, quiet, and I thought I couldn't achieve anything out there in life. But your academy made me change so much in my life. My perspective out there in life has changed so much. You know, from a fitness perspective, you know, he was overweight at the time, and he was driven by, you know, certain messages, and you know, now he's very fit. You know, he's working really hard. So work ethic. He was a lazy person. He said, I was lazy. I never thought myself I'll get a job. I never thought I'll make an income. But now I'm working really hard, and so to hear those sort of messages, you know, just makes you very proud of what, you know, you're trying to achieve. So there are a lot of examples out there, and, you know, we want to hear this sort of stuff, not because of, you know, we want to pump our tires up. It's not about us. It's about, you know, continue to better our programs and to continue to create change in society. So to hear that sort of messages is very welcoming. It's very warm, and it keeps us motivated.
Very gratifying feedback for sure.
Yeah.
One of the outcomes of one of your programs is leadership training. Mm. Why leadership? What's the value of leadership in your opinion?
Look, leadership, I've seen it turn our football club immensely, Richmond Football Club. You know, we've been running leadership programs ever since I can remember, since I started playing football at AFL level. But 2017, you know, we employed someone, or the club employed someone that was all about authenticity, all about connection, about relationships, putting you in a vulnerable position. But when I say vulnerable position, is that speaking about your story. And when you speak about something that's unique to you, it actually helps you grow so much. You know what I mean? And our leadership coach ran many simple exercises, very, very simple exercises that I've been running now 3 years in the academy, and I've seen boys and girls tear up, change, and you can see the effect that it's had. And, you know, same thing that happened to us older boys. You know, sometimes when a man's in front of a man, he struggles to shed a tear. But, you know, the stuff that our leadership coach ran with, you know, with us it changed our life. It changed our brand of football. It changed our style. It changed the connection in our football club. So when I seen that sort of change, I wanted to invest into our programs. And you know what? Simple ideas, which that's the way life should be. It should be simple. It shouldn't be complex, because it should be fit everyone. It doesn't matter what sort of IQ you have, whatever it is, you know, it should suit for everyone. And that's what you get at a football club. You know, you're going to get guys that have graduated out of university, and you got guys that can't read or write, you know, illiterate. But these sort of programs and exercises it befitted everyone, and it was very powerful. So leadership is, I can't give you one exact answer, but from my last 2 or 3 minutes chatting about leadership, it's about simple things. It's about, gaining confidence in the way you talk. It's about putting you in vulnerable positions, so that helps you grow as a person. So when you are put in a vulnerable position, for example, you're going to, you know, if you're going to speak in front of a larger audience, you know, it teaches you ways to speak in front of a larger audience. You
mentioned mums and dads and their opinions before, and your parents are kind of proud of you. I've picked up on that. And I noticed in another sort of display of leadership, you recently, when you were coming and going towards the Gold Coast towards the lead up of your of the grand final, your mother in the months prior had contracted COVID, and alhamdulillah, she's better now, on the mend. Yeah, she's on the men.
Yes, yes.
But you took that opportunity, because there's nothing to do with footy at all. But you took that opportunity to come out on the front foot and advocate to the community, I guess, presumably to the broader community, but certainly the Muslim community had your ear when you spoke. What was the value in you speaking at that time, do you think? And what were the, not just the examples of your message, but the example of your personality and of someone with your platform? What's the responsibility in that moment to make change?
Yeah, I remember doing that video, and it was just off the bat. I remember like 2 weeks before that, the government approached me about doing some sort of messaging for the Arabic community, etc., etc. So messaging in Arabic and English, and mind you, I was getting paid for that, for my service and stuff like that. But it's amazing because I practiced that, and it never went through because at the time restrictions were changing, so they had to keep pause, we've got a new script, pause, and then what happened all of a sudden, it's amazing how, intentions, when your intention is not right. Now, getting paid for my service, it's not a bad thing because I guess that's, they approached me and they said, they'll give me this for it. And hopefully, excuse me saying, knock a bit of sense in some people to start taking this thing a bit serious. But it's amazing. Until that happened, just shortly after, my family got affected. And I wasn't waiting to get paid and approach the government, hey, this has happened to my family. Can we hit 2 birds with 1 stone? That's what when I go back to authenticity.
Yeah. It was personal.
That video was authentic and personal. It was personal. And I felt like, okay, this is a good opportunity to use my role in the community as a footballer. And for a guy that's kind of really in our Muslim community, I'm the first person that it's hit in terms of from a broader family. And also to have your mum affected, who's the most dearest person to my heart. It was it was a tough time. And I thought, you know what, this is a perfect opportunity because I was hearing a lot of people in the community say, this is fake, this is not real. Tell them to go somewhere else, whatever, all this sort of stuff. And I was always about just, why do we have to run around or walk around with this ignorance, with this pride, okay? You know what? Just accept it. Whatever it is, do your bit. Just do your bit and the rest will take care of itself. Yeah. If we all do our bit in society, you know what? We probably wouldn't have got to where we were now, with this lockdown, etc. Mm-hmm. But, human beings sometimes, and we're stubborn, we've got pride, whatever it is. Man, just go do the simple test. It's not that hard. Do the test. If you're sick, stay home. Do the right thing. Yeah. So I felt like it was just an important time to send a message to share my, what I was going through. Whether you wanted to believe it or not, is up to you. But it's happening in my family. And you know what? I had that many phone calls and texts, etc. Not people supporting me and showing their support, but it was more about, oh, okay, wow, I didn't think this was real. Now I'm going to obviously be a bit more precautious and go about this the right way. So, but in life, there's always that minority, 1%, 2% of people. And I didn't hear that personally, but you hear words getting around in the community. But you got to close one ear, or sometimes close both.
Close your ears to those ones.
Close your ears,
you can't convince them.
And just keep going. So I was it was a happy moment, and I'm glad obviously Mum come out the better side, and it was a very tough time because the next month or so after that, not being able to see her, not being able to respond, it was like we're just helpless, absolutely helpless, Yeah. But we go back to our beautiful faith, stay patient, put your trust in our Creator, in Allah, and He'll take care of it. And whatever is best for her will happen, providing we stay patient and with a positive mentality about it.
What do you think the Australian community can do more of or do better when it comes to engaging with Australian Muslims?
Look, before I answer that question, majority of Australian people, I'm talking about majority, are great people. We do live in a fortunate country. We're a multicultural society, and we're only going to continue to grow bigger as a multicultural society. So I think what's best is to open your heart about people from different walks of life. Open your heart, don't have this narrow mindset about a specific group, specific faith, specific culture, a group of people. If you're unsure about something, just ask the question. We're talking about open dialogue, create conversation, and using the example of a Muslim, if you're unsure about something, ask a Muslim, ask a friend, ask someone that kind of knows that you see, is got good values. You know what I mean? And generally you'll get your answer from that, as opposed to listening to media outlets, social media, etc. So, yeah, the general message is just open your heart and don't have this narrow mindset that this is who they are. Okay. So yeah, that's very simple. I'm trying to elaborate on this, but I shouldn't have to elaborate too much more about this. Just open your heart. This beautiful heart of yours. We've all got beautiful hearts. We've all got pureness in this heart somewhere. Open it and ask the question and learn. Make the effort to learn a little bit more.
Beautiful. Reach into your heart and find authentic sources. Look, the last question I want to ask you is, you're a dad now, 2 girls and a boy. And what do you hope for them will be different growing up as Australian Muslims that you didn't have when you were growing up?
I'll be honest, I've been pretty spoiled, to be quite honest. When I say spoiled, like I think I've approached life pretty well, like in terms of like being proud of my identity and going about my business, playing football, and not shying away from my identity. So yeah, I don't know. All I want to do is just teach them that to be proud of their identity. Teach them good values, and hopefully they can, learn a bit from that and implement it into their life. You know what I mean? So no doubt with times, there's always challenging times and whatever it may be, but it is scary. Look, it's scary what, our youth are going through today, and it's probably only going to get worse with social media and, with, health and well-being and stuff like that. So I think the best form of advice I can give, and obviously to myself first and foremost, is to be close to your children, befriend them, be that buddy, you know what I mean? Like even
if they end up barracking for Geelong or something, that's okay?
No, that's fine. Whatever. I don't care. Whatever it is, you know what I mean? I'm not even going to force my kids or kind of push them to play football. If they want to play, they can play. If they don't, they don't. I just want them to have good character, good people, respectful person, good people, because ultimately that's what my parents taught me. And I think what they've taught me is correct. So keep driving those true values, those good values, and you can't go wrong. Look, you can't control everything out there in life. Sometimes, one friend that can come from nowhere that you don't have control of can turn them away from your true values. So look, what we do is we have in our faith is do your bit, okay? And then supplicate to God and ask him to protect your children and to keep them on the right path.
Beautiful. Thanks, Bachar.
No worries.
Find ways you can do more at domoreproject.com.au.